Hopefully it doesn't cut out on us. Cool. All right.
All
And
right.
we're live. Cool. Awesome. Cool. We're going to give everybody a second to tune in. So we are live now. For those of you guys that don't know, some of you might remember, this is my boy, Jason Jaworski. And yeah, so we're just going to be doing a live today. We're going to do a little bit of an interview. Jason is actually you're one of my first clients ever. And so
Yeah, it was way back.
yeah, way back when. And so we're going to kind of talk about some of that. We'll get into it a little bit. But yeah, so we're just going to do an interview today, just talking and shooting the shit a little bit, talking about Jason and his progress thus far, how things have been going for him. It's been over a year now. It's been over a year since we first started working together anyways.
Yeah.
So it's crazy, man. So cool. So while we're giving everybody a little bit of time to tune in, as everybody's tuning in, let us know how your day is going. Hit us with that hashtag replay if you're watching this at a later time. Drop some fire emojis in the chat if you are, tuning in live right now. But yeah, so cool. Other than that, though, let's just, I guess, jump into it. Shit, man. It's been a while. So for those of you that don't know Jason, I'm gonna let him kind of, give you guys a little bit of a backstory on himself. Who you are, how old are you, like what do you do for work right now, and where you're from. Let's start there.
Well, I'm Jason Jaworski. That's what people call me. When I first started working with you, I was a college student, and now leagues have been made through all the pandemic and through all the crappy stuff that's happened this last year. I am now a marine science tech for Texas Parks and Wildlife, really living the dream right out of the gate. I really couldn't have gotten it better if I had tried. I'm doing exactly what I want to do in the place I want to do it, and it bangs.
You seem happy.
Yeah, no, it's been a really cool year. It's just been on the up and up. I know a lot of people have had it rough. It's been a crazy year, and I've had my challenges too. But all in all, looking back at 2020, whether it's work related, personally related, or fitness related, it's been on the up and up. It just application of the self really pays off.
Dude, I freaking love that application of the self. It's so true though, right?
No, yeah, for sure.
True. Once you start working on yourself and applying yourself and trying to level yourself up, shit just suddenly and magically starts getting a hell of a lot better.
It really does. I mean, it's one of those things. It's kind of cliche, but hard work pays off. And I think it's one of those things that might not pay off immediately. It might not pay off for a while, but you'll see dividends for your efforts. It's just the way the world works.
Yeah, no, dude, I love that. There's these universal truths or universal laws. Essentially, it's just like going for the long game,
Oh yeah,
not counting the reps but doing the work anyways and being consistent with it is one of those things that just if you apply that to anything, whether it's your business, whether it's your fitness, whether it's your it doesn't matter, your mindset, all these things, your life will start to improve if you start to do these things. Yeah, man, cool. So yeah, so we're working together again now. We took a bit of a hiatus just because of you getting a new job and everything like that, and looking for a job, I guess, too.
It's a lot of job applications. Oh
yeah. And so it's been about a year. You got a big boy job now.
A big boy job.
And so what for you, before we started working together the first time, what was your biggest struggle?
Overall, I mean, looking into the fitness goal thing, man, I've been skinny my whole life. I'm just a small dude. It's a genetic thing. It's whatever. But man, I wanted to get a little stronger. I wanted to get a little more fit, both for the physical ability to just do more things or apply myself to the physical aspects of my field. Fisheries science, probably natural resources science, is probably one of the most labor-intensive sciences out there. It's not lab coats and pipettes. It's a lot of heavy lifting and crap. So I wanted to be better at that aspect of my career, my field, my passions, and I just wanted to look better. I wanted to feel better. I wanted to be better. And so I had sat on my hands for years and years and years, tried a couple of things, fell off the wagon. It's the classic story. You probably hear it all the time. And then I knew you a little bit from prior to working with you and saw that you were doing this thing. I'm like, there's someone who seems like they know what they're doing a lot more than I know what I'm doing. I'm going to see if I can get some advice, get some help, see if I can commit to something and then try to do better. So
I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little disappointed right now. You're not like wearing like a muscle shirt right now because you're freaking like getting jacked right now. Like it's crazy, dude. You're like freaking. I wish I could pull like a picture up on the screen, but I don't think I can. Just because like you're freaking like what? You're like 15 pounds up right now from where you
dude,
started.
it's
Like, and you just keep looking like more and more jacked. It's crazy. Hey, as somebody,
I've had this exact shirt for a year, and it was a lot baggier when I first got it.
I know, dude. It's crazy. Like if people didn't see it on my story, go look at my story today. Like Jason is just like freaking like just it's crazy. Like how much muscle that you put on. We'll talk about it here in a bit, but yeah. Sorry, just fanboying over here a little bit, but yeah. So how being like the skinny guy and everything, like how was that like negatively impacting like your day to day? Like did you just feel like were you like happy like because I know that you wanted to like build muscle but you didn't know that if it was possible or not for you. Felt like it probably like wasn't at some point, right?
Yeah. Negatively impacting. Well, I know, like going back to the thing I was saying earlier. There were people who were doing aspects of the field that were either really hard for me or just completely out of my league. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't lift, things I couldn't do.
Mhm.
The other aspect of that too is I was never really self-conscious. I'm not one of those people that beats myself up too much, but I knew that there was something better that I could accomplish for myself aesthetically. You know,
Yeah.
more muscle looked better.
Yeah.
And over time, I think I just kind of reached not really a boiling point, but it filled up that cap in my head where I'm like, you know what? Let's actually like do it now.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
One of the things is like there's a better state I know is reasonably and realistically attainable, accomplishable. Let's get off our ass and do it. So.
For those of you that don't know Jason, he's like pretty much like one of the chillest people ever. Just like very like just like
I'm honored, I'm flattered.
no, you're very easy going, dude. Yeah, no, like it's yeah. And so like for you, a lot of it was like, you know, wanting more for yourself, but also the practical strength of things, like just being able to like do those things that you recognize that like were maybe a little bit harder at times and stuff like that. So that's cool. So, you know, how long have we been working together now? It's been over well, technically we've known each other and we have been in contact with each other. We worked together for a couple of months and then there was a hiatus and now we're back to working together again.
Yep.
And so like, what sort of results, I'm going to let you say it. I'm going to let you take it away. Like what sort of results have you seen thus far since, you know, starting this fitness journey for yourself?
Well, when we first started working together, I think I was classic college kid strapped on cash. So I did like 2 short stints just to learn some things. And even those shorter stints, I saw improvement. You saw improvement. I put on a handful of pounds and definitely held a lot stronger. And then we went on the hiatus. I continued basically the same program we had left up on and kind of just tried to eat as much as I can. It wasn't as scientific as doing it when we do the working together, but I tried to keep as much of that headspace carrying through the years I could. And I did pretty good. Weight kind of stagnated, but I definitely saw strength improvements.
Oh, yeah.
I did a lot of landscaping crap in 2020 just to pass the time and try to make some pocket change.
Yeah.
And stuff that was hard before just wasn't hard anymore. I was seeing a lot of like personal differences in just what I was able to do and some aesthetic differences too.
For sure.
Now you got me eating like a family of 3's worth of food per month.
Jason's metabolism is stupid high. For those of you out there that are watching this right now, Jason is currently consuming 4,000 calories a day.
I overshoot.
Yeah, and honestly, he's eating more than that right now. And it's just like he has such a high metabolism. It's like that's like what it takes for him to gain weight right now. A lot of people are like, "Oh, it's freaking lucky," but
it's one of those the grass is always greener things. The people who retain weight easy always want to lose it, and people like me who don't retain weight are always trying to gain it. So it's whatever.
Yeah. It's a curse in some ways, and like a positive for others. And so so for you, dude, what have you noticed? Like, what's the biggest change for yourself? Like since you started, like physically speaking? Like we can talk like aesthetics, or we can talk like, practicality, strength wise, but like, what have you noticed for yourself in your day to day?
There's like three major part of it. There's the practical part of it where, man, I remember the first natural resources job I ever had. I had to lift around a 60-pound generator, and that was about a bitch for high school version of me, which probably weighed 110 pounds soaking wet. Now I'm slinging. We got trawl doors. For those who don't know, like I mentioned earlier, I'm a marine science technician, and we do offshore trawling. We got a research ship at the place I work, which is badass, but that's a whole other thing. And we have trawl doors we put off the side of the ship for collecting samples, and each of these trawl doors is 110 pounds.
Jeez.
And I'm going out and I'm doing the work. I don't even sweat it. Like, it's hard, obviously. 110 pounds isn't light, but I'm able to go do the duty I am charged to do by the government, to lift these trawl doors over the side of the boat to get our samples. So there's the practical aspect of it where I'm just better at the physical aspects of my job. There's the aesthetic aspects, obviously. Man, there was you could at one point it was just solid. It went down to the collarbone. I got shoulders. The collarbones were my shoulders.
Yeah.
Now I got some shoulder.
I got some freaking traps and some delts and
some lats coming in. My arms are getting bigger.
Dude. Yeah, it's crazy because that picture that I shared on my story, like, dude, it's crazy because your arms look like they've doubled. I think they have, like, it looks like they've doubled in size.
I got to do measurements. That's one thing I've been like slacking. Yeah. Trainer Rice keeps saying, update your body measurements. I'm like, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah. No, yeah. Yes, absolutely need to, dude. So like, and then I guess we have a question here. I was going to bring it up. So Laura asks, what are you most proud of this week? In terms of
this week?
Yeah.
I guess maybe not this week, but okay, maybe it counts this week. Within the last 7 days. Last weekend, I went to a beach with a friend. We're just hanging out, swim shorts, the whole lot. And I took off my shirt to go to the beach, and like, have you been working out? I'm like, boy, have I! Let me tell you about it.
Let me tell you about the working out I've been doing. Yeah, I have. Dude, that's the.
And like, it's kind of getting into the heavy glass of vanity a bit, but it felt good. It felt good. Whatever.
You had to like poke a hole in your head to let all the hot air out. How big your ego is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, that's awesome. Hey, dude, that's all. That's so cool. I love to hear that kind of shit. So I guess right now, like, what changed from your perspective? What's the biggest change that you've noticed about the program now, like, compared to when you started? Because you started back in 2020, like, you were starting kind of a couple months. It was like 3 or 4 months after I started the business itself. Like, it's like, in terms of how the program compares then to now, a year later, what would you say is like kind of like the biggest difference? Because back when we first started, it was like freaking Excel files and like we were using Word documents to like write up workouts and shit like that. Like, it's a different beast now compared to what it was, I feel like.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. But there's one common thing that, and if it ever comes up in conversation, I tell people the same thing. It's like, you and I both have a science background. And I think I said this when we did an interview a year ago. It was scientific then. Now it's full on research and development. Like, the how streamlined it is. Just you. The amount of, I've made my own personal growth in the last year, but man, you've really been kicking it too, just overall. So.
Thanks, man. No, yeah, it's crazy. It's like, I think the thing that you noticed was one of the bigger differences was now like the check-in process. Like, whenever
I love the responses. I look forward to that shit. It cracks me up every time.
Oftentimes for the check-ins, what we do is, and how it works is, like, I have clients fill out a weekly check-in form that, on top of checking in kind of on a day-to-day basis throughout the week, but every week I have a big check-in where you fill out a form. It tells you what went well this week, what you struggled with, what you feel like you did well with, what I can do to be a better coach for you. Like it goes kind of into detail like that, and then you guys fill it out, and then you submit it to me. And then what happens is that in a video response to similar to kind of like this style is like, I respond to everything, and I go into details and like, you know, answer your questions and give advice and things like that, and that's kind of how it works. And so yeah, I like to start mine off with songs sometimes for Jason.
The video responses are off, like they're awesome. Like in addition to them being just kind of like entertaining, like you start off with something funny, it's just a so much more palatable and consumable way to receive information back and feedback.
It's like a sentence, like
right. Like, if a picture is worth 1,000 words, then a video is worth the whole book. So,
dude, that's a golden nugget right there. I like that's a golden nugget right there, man. If there ever was one, dude, that's awesome. Cool. So yeah. So I guess so for you right now, like outside of, I guess, you know, mindset wise, like where would you say your mindset is right now compared to what it was, you know, back when we left off in February? Like how has maintaining what you've done and continually like applying it, you know, over the course of this last like 8 months, like how do you feel like is it just getting better and better, and like you just feel like you're even more of a machine now than you were?
Oh, for sure. It's two halves an equation. There's the discipline aspect of it, where like remembering to do your workouts, committing to like always pushing a little harder, sticking with macronutrient goals, all that stuff. It helps the discipline for that aspect, and then it leaks discipline in other parts of your life, and you just get shit done. And then the other half of it too is, I mean, there's plenty of research out there, plenty of like absolutely just rock solid scientific research that like, in addition to the physical benefits of fitness, there's an emotional and mental aspect too, because it makes you a happier person. It's improving your life like emotionally and whatnot, because you're feeling better about yourself. And then there's actual chemicals going on. There's actual metabolic processes that fitness helps improve mental states. Like it's science. It's not pseudoscience. It's not peddling. It's better. Yeah. So there's discipline in your mental state, and all that's been getting better.
Dude, I fucking love that. And the other thing too is it's just like, it's one of those things like you can want and wish for like your dream body all the live long day, but until you actually like do the groundwork and like put the work in, like nothing's gonna happen. Like it's one of those things. It's like your fitness and a fitness journey or a weight loss journey or a weight gain journey. A lot of it, it's like it's one of those things where, other than some certain like folks that deal with like metabolic issues and things like that, like it's one of those things that the work you put in is it is directly reflected in, like the proof is in the pudding, like physically, like it's just like you don't do the work, you're not going to see the results, but if you put the work in, you're going to see the results. And so,
and it might not be instantaneous. Some people are genetically predisposed to either losing that weight fast or getting that weight fast, like whatever they need. Other people gotta struggle a bit more. As you know, as we mentioned earlier, struggle a bit more. I got hamster metabolism like a shrew. Like I realize and recognize it's gonna take me longer to achieve my goal. That don't make that end goal any different though.
Dude, yes, absolutely. And I was gonna say, so like, you know, like, because you've been doing it for over a year now. Like you've been working on this now for over a year now. Like you have been putting in the time and the effort, and you're getting some crazy freaking your arms are like twice the size as they were. Like your chest is getting bigger. You've got traps now. Like your back is like way more defined and like developed. Like physical things are happening, and it's cool. Like how cool does it feel to like be able to look in the mirror and be like, that's me. Like that's me now. Like
because I've had to buy new shirts that fit.
Yeah. Is it a bit of a mind fuck? Like is it like?
No, it really is, because sometimes I'll literally be laying. I'll be doing something as simple as sitting absolutely still, and I'll notice that sitting feels different because it's not on bone anymore.
Yeah.
I'm sitting on flesh. I'm sitting on shit I made myself.
Yeah, you made that too, and it's like it's one of those things. It's like in the private group earlier today, there's a pre-weekend pep talk that we do every Friday, and so in the pre-weekend pep talk earlier today, I was talking about it's like a fitness journey or a weight loss journey. Like it's one of those very unique situations where you are not. It's an art form in a lot of ways too, but it's also it's weird. It's like you are the sculpture, but you are also the sculptor.
Yeah.
Both. Like you're doing both of these things. And it's a really unique process where you are almost like a representation of like your own living art. And I think that's kind of like a cool ass way to look at it. And so, you know, for for those that are watching this right now, for anyone that's like listening to this, like thinking about starting their own fitness journey, like what would you say to them? Like, was it worth it? Like for the last, like putting in that
absolutely
for last year?
Absolutely. And again, like I mentioned earlier, it's gonna be one of those things that like it's not an instant gratification sort of goal. It's not like something you can just buy or get. I mean, it's you put in the work for it. But, and this is gonna sound incredibly cliche, but it feels more earned and it feels cooler. So like if someone wants to start their fitness journey, go do it. That's advice number uno. It's not a trick. Just go do it.
Yeah.
And it will, if you do what you're supposed to do, I mean, you'll see results. So.
Yeah, dude, no doubt. Like, cool. Other than that, dude, I was gonna say, like, do you have any like final remarks that you would like to leave, the folks watching this with, in terms of just like, what you've learned, or any like any golden like takeaways that you've learned, working together, following a sustainable fitness journey, things like that. Do you have anything that you feel like you've really, that's stuck with you since you started?
I think the big thing, and I don't want to speak for other people, but I kind of feel like this is a ubiquitous feeling, whether you're trying to gain weight or you're trying to lose weight. Like there's a level of hesitation, there's a level of almost shame you feel about like your current state.
Yeah.
Once you get past the threshold, once you're actually like seeing differences, you won't even remember who that person is.
Yeah.
You get on the other side, you're like, why was I ever afraid to go to the gym, man? It's like, dude. I mean, I haven't gone to a gym in a hot second, as you know, as everyone knows. I'm in Texas, which is like coronavirus ground zero right now. It's the only thing I don't like about this state. Yeah. But I bought all my own weight, so it's fine. Yeah, but anyways, it's like you'll look back and you'll ask yourself, why did I wait?
Yeah.
Man?
Yeah, exactly.
Happy I started when I did too. So
it's like, why did I wait so long to become the person that I knew I always was like meant to become? Right.
The other thing too is, it's like I mentioned earlier, it's so attainable. It's so attainable. It's not like goofy like leprechaun wishes where you want to be a millionaire, you want to be like a playboy. No, it's just being fit. Yeah. It's so attainable. Just go do it.
Yeah, and those that it's hard though for like it's one of those things too. It's like you got it. Like a lot of people, it's not that
all in the head.
It's all in the head. Like it's not a physical limitation. Like for 95, 99% of people, it's not a physical limitation. It's not. Mm-hmm. It's this. It's the behavioral. It's the mental aspects. It's the mindset going into it. And that's why I say, like, I'm a fitness nutrition coach, but I also focus on mindset big time, because your body isn't going to do jack shit unless your mind is going to will it to do it. Like if you don't have
100%.
Yeah. And so that's one of the biggest things too. It's just like, yeah, no. And you have fully embraced that, mentality in a lot of ways, and it shows, right? Like, I mean, like you show up every freaking day. Yeah. So freaking proud of you, dude. So I guess what we can do is, what we'll leave with the audience with, I guess going forward, is what's next for you, man? Like, what are your goals now? What are we working towards now?
We're still bulking. We're still climbing my immensely Everest-esque hill of needing to eat again a family of three's worth of food to gain weight. But man, we're getting there. It's the results show for themselves every time I step in the scale. Every time I look in the mirror, I'm like, yeah, that got a little better this week. Nice. Yeah. Or man, I told you a couple weeks ago, it's like I had to go buy more weight. I've maxed out on what I previously owned. So like, kind of looking back to those who don't know, because of the pandemic, I bought a bunch of weight for our second round, and I used that for the rest of 2020. And then I got to the end of 2020, and we started again this year. I'm like, I'm out of weight.
I just remembered the freaking the milk jug with the hand with the
yeah, no, it was impossible to buy weight, because I mean, in the panic buying sense, everyone bought fitness equipment too to go at home, which totally makes sense. So I'm like, I gotta fill milk jugs with gravel and crap and attach them to my dumbbell handles. And just make it work.
You made it freaking work though. Like, you wanted it bad enough that you made it a priority. You didn't let a lack of equipment stop you. Like, we worked, like we figured out how to make you some freaking equipment out of like literally like rocks and dirt and milk jugs.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. It was full caveman mode. Full caveman.
It's a matter of how bad you freaking want it. So yeah.
And man, it wasn't even that hard.
Oh yeah, no, dude, that's great. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, so to put it in perspective, Jason is about 50 pounds lighter than I am, but he's eating 500 calories more than I am right now on a daily basis. And that just goes to show how crazy your metabolism is. Like that's a lot of food.
That's a lot of protein. But I live on the coast. I get a lot of seafood. There's plenty of protein for me. I don't gotta worry about it.
You're just gonna need more and more too. It's gonna be.
Yeah, I know. I'm like
Gonna have to just start drinking like butter. No, I'm just kidding.
Start taking shots of olive oil, chasing whole milk.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure, dude. Cool. Other than that, though, dude, I just want to say, other than that, do you have any final words before I let you go? I appreciate you coming on here and
absolutely
talking about your goals and your journey thus far, and just like it's been a pleasure, man. I'm excited to see what else is to come. Like,
yeah, I guess we'll be back in 5.5 months to see what kind of progress we've been able to make by then.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we're gonna finish this bulk off, and then it's gonna be cutting time
and then after that, it's gonna be figuring out how to maintain that.
Yeah, the shreds, man. Got to maintain the shreds. Somebody commented, Laura commented, if you need Girl Scout cookies, ... Bulking.
Yeah, I need carbs. I just need to start eating cookies. I need to buy more sweets. I have no sweet tooth. It makes it hard to actually get carbs in. So.
Oh man. Cool. Other than that, though, yeah. Thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, for sure. Literally anytime.
Yeah, no, for sure, dude. Appreciate you taking the time to come on here. And just talking about and just being freaking honest and about what it all comes down to. And I still wish you had your fanny pack on right now, but that's okay.
Give me like 10 seconds.
We're gonna have a closing video of you repping the fanny pack. Yeah, for those of you guys that don't know, so Jason also does photography on the side as like a hobby and a passion of his. Takes some really awesome pictures, and that's something that whenever he ends up coming to visit. Yeah. Okay. So he's got it, dude. Repping the fanny pack.
Represent.
Dude, I love it, dude. That's freaking. I love it, dude. And I was just telling him about how you take a lot of really cool pictures. That your like photography is like a passion of yours. Dude, nice. Yeah, no, that looks good, man. So I like how you freaking went and got the fanny pack. But yeah, cool. Other than that, I think that's it for today, guys. Thank you for tuning in. If you got value from this live, feel free to give it a like. Helps other people see it with the algorithm and all that good stuff. Feel free to share this. Tag somebody in this if they are somebody who has struggled with gaining weight in the past, gaining muscle in the past. Jason is a prime freaking example of what is possible if you have a solid plan. And so, yeah, other than that, appreciate everybody for tuning in and say bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.